scary.
Hey, what's up? I'm Connor.
Hey, and I'm Landon.
And today, movie review. Reviewing a movie again.
A movie.
We were about to review another movie one time, but
I don't know what the fuck that went.
Whiplash.
Oh, Whiplash.
We almost reviewed that. We might still, but what?
That was when your brother came down, right?
Yeah.
Took a Snapchat.
Anyways, so yeah, he never posted it though.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be reviewing a horror movie, which we've never done before on this channel before.
Marmaduke.
Still making that joke.
I had to.
Okay,
I had
so
to.
This is an Australian movie, and it's the first film made by, I forgot what her name was.
Owen Wilson.
Yes, damn it, I'm gonna make that.
Okay, no. It's an Australian film. It was an indie film. It's not really an indie film, but it was kind of wasn't really put into theaters. It was just more
In Australia, yeah.
In Australia,
It was
yeah.
one of the cheap theaters over here.
Cheap theaters.
That gives you a snapshot of that.
I don't know why you had it on the list, but that's fine.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah,
This-
I watched the movie the other day with my girlfriend.
So this movie's Australian horror movie debut. This movie
Not about kangaroos.
a
Not
little
about
bit
sharks.
of a weird title. I will say that if you look at the title, you're just gonna be like it's called the Babadook.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at that, you think,
Is that a children's movie?
What?
Yeah, man.
But
Like just the name in general.
Spoiler alert! We have to say that in every single
Yeah.
video for some odd reason, because we will do whenever we make reviews, we're gonna do full spoilers because it's kind of like when I review an album. I have to talk about every track and talk about like the innards of the track.
The innards.
Yes, I am from the south.
No, but anyway, so shall we get started on the story? The story. How about since you recently saw it?
How about I just watched it with my girlfriend, and she's kind of a morbid person because I was watching the movie, and every deeply disturbing part, or every time that whenever like somebody was floating because of like possession and stuff,
Yeah.
or when if somebody like threw up blood or something like that, she never just went, "Oh my god," she went, "Oh my god, what the fuck," and then they started laughing. I was like, "Don't get any ideas."
Since I wasn't there, Connor, you gotta answer this truthfully. Were you covering your eyes more than she?
There was only one. She didn't cover her eyes at all. She looked at the movie just like this, and I was kind of just like, one part I was kind of just like this.
No shit.
I will give you one thing though. There's something that makes me happy in this movie, even though this movie's not a happy movie.
It's not. It's anything far from that.
Okay, you know how in horror movies, what's the number one thing in the last 10 years, Landon, in horror movies that apparently makes a movie scary, and you just have to do it because if you don't do it in the movie, then it just doesn't get
Jump scares.
Yeah, jump scares.
I had to do that.
And the thing is that if you watch this movie, you will notice something. There is absolutely no jump scares in this movie, and that makes me happy because I will. Chris Stuckman said it best. Yeah. I will quote other YouTubers. I don't care.
Yeah.
Here's the synopsis of you called him Jerry Stuckman.
Did I? I was thinking Jeremy Johns.
You called him Jerry Stuckman.
I don't know. I was thinking
Anyways,
Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman.
I was watching. It's a video called What's Wrong with Horror Movies This Day and Age, and in one part of these he says fake scares are like almost made more to be more scary than the actual jump scares. Like you'll watch a movie and you'll just be like. The person will be like looking out a window or something like that, and then their friend would pop out of nowhere and just be like, "Hey, I brought the beer," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to scare you, and you're just like,
"Oh God, it's not."
And the thing why that doesn't work is because if it's a movie where you know that there's a monster and you know the monster's going to jump out at some part, there's going to be apparently so many fake jump scares that when the real actual monster, the actual killer jump scares come in, you're not even fazed by it anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Because you just sat through an hour and a half of fake jump scares.
Yeah.
So when the actual murder comes out, you're just going to be like, oh, it's one of their friends. Oh, that's murder.
The thing I applaud this movie for, but also frustrates me at the very exact same time, is you see the monster barely.
You don't even actually see a full frontal.
You don't see a full frontal.
Well,
it's either a shadow or it's just some sort of apparition. And I kind of like.
And there was some creepy fucking shit.
Yeah,
in this
like
movie.
literally, you only kind of really see what the monster looks like in the book, but it doesn't really look exactly like it in the book.
You want to know what when you actually do see the monster?
Yeah.
Oh my god! When I watched this, I got so fucking creeped out.
What?
It's a part of the movie. The mom is sitting down. She's watching TV. and all of a sudden out of nowhere it goes to like what looks like an old-timey, like a 1920s thing, and it's like a bunch of things walking around.
I thought it creeped me out
and then,
too.
And then you see like the Babadook standing there, and then there's a whole bunch of weird shit happening and everything.
Yeah,
I was watching it, and I think even my girlfriend was just like, okay then. I literally said, I was like, that may be the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And the thing that Connor did touch on, this movie doesn't depend on jump scares. The thing that this movie does very well, and I think that needs a lot of horror movies need to be influenced by this, is it's not monster scary. It's like psychologically scary.
Yeah,
it's
the whole movie
like,
is not just about the Babadook coming and haunting you, and
it does have that,
and it possesses you, and then it makes you try to kill people, and a dog.
And
come on, Australia.
Australia, they don't like dogs, man. They don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. They might like them. No, but anyway, they like what does that say?
That was a text from someone.
Text.
So what were you saying?
I was gonna say, you can either go into this film like I did, and probably you did as well. Kind of like going into it, not like really as a scary movie.
I heard a lot of stuff about
this movie, yeah.
So
you can kind of pick this movie apart into two films. You can either go and watch this movie like, all right, shit, dude, this is a monster movie. It's gonna be like, all right, I can be like, all right, I'm gonna get scared by this. But you can also go in for a good storyline that hasn't. I mean, it has been touched on before.
And I will say one thing that's kind of a tragedy when it comes to these types of movies.
Yeah.
Horror movies, the Oscars don't even kind of touch on them.
They don't, because it's just...
But...
Yeah.
I forgot what her name was. The main actress in this movie who plays the mom of the kid in this movie... sold the whole movie.
She did, seriously.
She is so Oscar-worthy. The fact that she wasn't even nominated is kind of a tragedy.
It is a tragedy, because literally, not one time did I ever think they weren't acting.
Like, I was watching this movie. This is one of the first movies that I've watched. You know, like, whenever I watch movies, sometimes I kind of just, sit there and don't talk. Well, not with you, because...
Yeah, because we have to make
here's the difference.
Fun of it.
Here's the difference between me watching a movie by myself and watching it with, like, this guy or one of my other friends. Yeah. Me watching a movie by myself, I just sit there. And I just sit there and I watch the movie, and I watch the movie.
Yeah.
When I'm with him watching a movie, even if it's a like if we see Batman versus Superman, or if we see the new Star Wars movie, which fuck yes, okay.
But I cried.
Fuck yes.
I cried.
Anyways, so we might do a trailer reaction.
I probably will.
Anyways, so yeah, we would watch that movie. We've been anticipating a new Star Wars movie for so long. Mm-hmm. But if we were to go see the movie, the difference between if I would just saw it by myself, which would never happen. If I just saw it by myself and I'm just sitting there like, just watching it, I'd just watch it like in amazement. But if I'm with this guy and I see a cool scene, I'm like, that was fucking awesome.
I know, like
or like if something like kind of funny happens, I'll just be like,
what if he said this or that?
Yeah.
But that's just because you're with your friends.
Back to the Babadook.
Babadook, yeah.
Okay. Let's just explain the whole the story behind this movie.
Okay.
So from the first scene of this movie, I knew it was probably going to be quite a bumpy ride of a movie. Yeah. The first scene of this movie is the mother, the story is that there's this mother who has a kid who's kind of weird and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're both grieving over the death of the father who died in a car accident.
She's gonna give birth to the
kid. Just straight up says it. He says, "Yeah, my mom was driving me to my dad was driving my mom to the hospital, and he died on the car crash, and he died in a car crash there.
But I was born.
But I was born out of it, and he makes people feel uncomfortable about it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I will say one thing I noticed about this movie that's kind of weird. You probably noticed it too. The only thing that I have to say about the kid sells it.
But what?
And in part of the movie, he has a seizure, I think.
Where he's just
honestly, he kind of sold that part, and I believe
did.
He was
I was like, it's not like, oh,
if you're gonna have a kid in a movie, don't. But
don't, for real, seriously. Unless it's literally is someone we can stand.
Yeah, but the one part I will say is that the kid was going towards his mom and saying something. You can see he was kind of like, "Mom," and then looked at the camera and then looked back. I saw that, I was like,
oh no,
I'll give it to him. This is a good movie.
This kid at first pissed me off just because it's the kid. I can't stand kids in films unless they are well acted. In Interstellar.
If it's a kids movie, then you pretty much have to go with the kids.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I kind of have two parts to tell. I started loving the kid more than I started
I started like fearing the mom, but at the same time felt bad for her.
Yeah, I did.
Because they both have to grieve over the fact that the husband's dead and everything, and their lives are like miserable. I almost did this, but their lives are actually miserable.
Because they live in a depressing house.
They live in a depressing house. The son is like really weird, like makes weapons and stuff, and like, threatens other kids and everything. And the thing about it is that like every time that the kid goes to sleep, he has to check under the bed to see if monsters
or in the closet.
Or in the closet and stuff. So she always reads him like a bedtime story and everything.
But this book came out of nowhere.
And then, out of absolute no, my girlfriend after the scene that had happened, like this book arrives out of nowhere, and it's called Mr. Babadook.
Mm-hmm.
And the book is
it's not M.R. It's actually spelled Mr.
Thanks. So actually, like in the book, they're just like, oh, Mr. Babadook, if you invite him in, he won't leave, and then they're saying, like, it got creepy, and it was just like, he'll stalk you and watch you while you sleep, and once he gets bad enough, you'll wish that you were dead. And then the kid starts bawling, and she reads him another story. I mean, you know what my girlfriend said?
What?
She said, by the way, yes, I have a girlfriend.
We've made it, everyone.
Right?
We've made it.
5 years on YouTube, and yeah,
it felt good.
YouTube's 10 years old. Anyways, so,
that's like 10 years ago.
Is it now? Anyways, so yeah,
God,
she reads the book and everything, and then
that's
like
2005. Oh, okay.
She reads the book and everything, and my girlfriend said in that part of the movie, she's just like, "Why would you buy that book for your kid?" I was like,
"She didn't buy it.
She did buy it. She just appeared out of nowhere," and she's like, "Oh,
yeah," and like literally, like. Do you know the part where I said I had another part to go on to this? Like, I learned this in psychology, and this is where I started going into, like, oh, yeah, this shit happens. This kid obviously went through, like, there's a girl who went through the exact same thing, and I kind of made these two connections. Girl who had, the earliest stages of schizophrenia.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And, like, she would call him, like, oh, number 6 is looking at me, number 6 is looking at me. And that's like an evil.
That's terrifying.
Like literally, like she's like, oh, number 6 and number 5 are fighting, and she'd call them random stuff. And I kind of connect that to this kid in the movie because he'd be like, oh, the Babadook's watching. He don't say that because he's gonna get you.
You know, also the mom character didn't really believe that the Babadook existed. Like there was a few scenes that were creepy and building up. But, you know, like when did the Babadook appear at this part of the movie? Like when like the rustling outside the door lets the dog in, and rustling again, and the door opens. Okay, that's when he appears. Never mind. Like beforehand,
you never see.
Like you hear knocks on the door and stuff, and creepy stuff is happening
because it's in the book.
Up. And then I don't know if this happens before or after the kid like freaks out and everything, but there's one scene where like the kid like has weapons and stuff. Like he has like a dart gun and everything. He has like a crossbow, something that shoots out like a ball or something like that. And he goes over to the closet and he looks up, and then like everything like wreaks havoc in his room. And then he says like, "Don't let it in," over and over and over again.
Because it's under the bed, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't know if the kid is intentionally doing this, like, but literally he did a very good job on like selling, like, because usually kids are like, oh no, there's a monster, get it.
Yeah, but Australia, man.
Yeah, they know that's their ordinary day in the life for them. But this movie, I mean, it's like I said, it's a movie that hasn't been explored before. I mean, there's
been monster movies and everything, but
yeah,
like take for example movies like I don't think the movie's that awful, but the movie like Mama.
Yeah, Mama.
And, like, other movie, and, like, does Sinister have any jump scares? I feel like
I did.
Yeah. Like, all those other movies that involve, like, a monster or demon or something like that, I've seen them explored before, but not really to this level.
Yeah. Like, to the point where it does push to actually gain the audience's attention and actually get a great story out of it, but to also scare you at the same time. Fun fact, IGN article... Is the Cat in the Hat actually the Babadook? Think about it.
Huh.
You invited in
Mike Myers. I'm just
Mike Myers.
That movie's terrible.
No, but like that is a good. I'm like, wow, that's kind of maybe that's the American version, you know? Like, 'cause I don't know if this book was actually a thing or not. Like, I don't know, but like
you can buy it on eBay.
Yeah, I know. I saw it for like there was one that was like $120, but then there's one for like $15. I was like, hey Anna, look, we can buy that. That's my girlfriend's name. and she started flipping shit. Like, I started reading the pages, it's like, why did I read it?
You know, it'd be different. You know, it'd be different in my thing. You know what, Alyssa? That's my girlfriend's name. What she would do?
What?
I would find it, and she'd just be like, "Oh my god!" And I'd be like, "Yeah, stupid."
Stupid.
But
Gotta go back.
go back.
No, I would. To be honest, I would like to buy the book.
I
just
don't.
to have
I
it.
don't want to. You know.
Risk it.
I know it's a movie, but I don't want based on a true story to pop up after.
And that's what I don't know if your girlfriend did this, but right as the movie started, she's like, "Is this based on a true story?" I'm like, "No."
No,
it's not.
She
Okay.
watches like million. She's like, it's just a movie though. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I guess that's why she doesn't get scared by scary movies, because she's just like, she realizes it's just
It's
a movie.
and that's what I
and
tell her.
even if she said, I was like, what if it says based on a true story? She's just like, well, it's not the whole story.
It's not the whole. Yeah.
I'm like, but
like it didn't happen in that sort of event.
yeah, like
but,
The Exorcist. It wasn't even a girl. It was a boy.
Yeah, yeah, and like, to be honest, shit, what was I gonna say? Brain fart. No, but this movie, like I said, like, it does a very good job. Like, I can't stress that enough. I've said that a lot.
Like, if you're gonna watch this movie, don't walk in saying, okay, I'm gonna watch a movie about people who are depressed, but then a monster comes in. Like, walk into it and be like, I'm gonna see the inner turmoil between a mother and a son. Like,
that are coping with the death of a father.
That are coping with the death of a father, while also having to deal with that.
Yeah, and it's just basically kind of, like, the monster it symbolizes, alright, well, even though this story is very kind of predictable at times. Not predictable, but, like, you know where it's heading. That's what I have to say. But towards the end, it has, like, all these metaphorical meanings to it, and that's why I think...
The movie is full of metaphors.
Yeah, like, the monster,
I think
to be honest, is the depression, and at the end, they lock it, and that should be her brain. They lock it downstairs.
And then they feed it worms.
Yeah, I don't know why they feed it worms.
But you know what? Another creepy scene, like the second creepiest scene of the whole entire movie, besides the 1920s silent movie circus thing.
Yeah.
The
other Anything one, in the 1920s is scary.
The other one, even the movie Metropolis was scary, and
yeah, I know.
It wasn't. No, not that movie. It was another movie where like the moon can talk. I don't know.
What?
The moon is like a physical being that they go to. If you know what that is, put in the comments. But
all two of you.
By the way, the movie Metropolis, that's from 1927, had impressive CGI.
Really?
It's another movie. The one thing I do have to like, it's the scene where like the mother's sitting down and she sees a news report about like there's a mother that killed the dog and killed the kid and then killed herself, and they were found in the basement.
And it zooms in.
And then all of a sudden you see like someone in the window looking out, and then it zooms in and it's like her face like smiling, grinning, and I was just like, oh my god.
The other part
and
gave
then
me chills.
Also another part, yeah. I'll say it first.
Okay, you say it first.
There's another part, like, she looks over and her son is dead.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, ah! And the son wakes up and is like, Mom! And then she's holding a knife.
Yeah, I was like, oh, God. That's when I was like, alright, we gotta stop this. We gotta stop this shit. I thought the other part that was pretty creepy is that when she burnt the book, or
yeah,
because
like,
it came back
in
a whole different story.
But it was a whole different story. It was like it was like she saw it, and then like once she like saw everything, it was like her son was saying the Babadook did it and all that stuff, and like blaming it on something that wasn't real. She ripped up the book and got rid of it and everything, but then it was like back on her doorstep and everything.
And it showed her snapping the dog's neck, choking the kid, and slitting her own throat.
Yeah, and I was like, eh. While I was sitting, I was just like, "Good Lord!" And then she burns the book and everything, and she goes to the police, and then
office sees it.
Yeah, and she sees like the suit and everything.
Yeah.
And she's saying, "I'd like to report someone stalking me and my family." And then she says she burnt the book, and then like she just leaves, and people are just like, "That was creepy."
Yeah, no, like they don't believe.
Yeah. It took me a while to get used to the fact that whenever they drove, they are in Australia, and they drove on the separate side of the road, and they're the passenger
Do it right,
seat.
damn it.
This is America.
Right
is right, not left is right.
Wait. Brain.
We drive on the right side of the road, don't
we? We do, but I thought you were talking about the steering wheel because we drive on the left side. Life is left lemons.
Okay.
Oh, but this movie, it had its creepy moments, like...
I still think one of the most intensely creepy moments of the entire movie was when the son is pretty much it looks like he's sleepwalking, and then he goes in the basement, and she's like, no, it's not safe down there, and then she goes down there, and it's her husband who died in the car crash and everything, And then no, not that
part.
part. That's
like
towards the end, and then it's just like, we can be together forever. All you have to do is give me the boy.
In 10 minutes.
Bring me the boy. And it's like, bring me the boy, bring me the boy. What did he say in 10 minutes?
Yeah, he said, I want just bring me the boy in 10 minutes. And do you know what that means? Kill him.
Yeah. And then doesn't she say like that doesn't sound right or something like that?
Yeah.
And he says sounds right to me or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she goes upstairs. And I will say this, in the movie she does turn around really slowly a lot.
She does.
And then there's one part where like she goes and like the lights are flickering and everything, and oh my god, I got fucking goosebumps at this part. She's walking and all of a sudden she's like backing up and everything, and you see like the dark. Apparently, whenever the Babadook's around, like it's surrounded by darkness.
Yeah.
Like no light can show on it, and she's just backing up, and all of a sudden she turns around, and then like you see like the figure of the completely silent by the way.
Yeah.
Figure of the Babadook like going towards her. And then it's just there, and then like opens its arms.
Yeah,
kind of as a jump scare. But it didn't really scare me. Just
it wasn't. You saw all the way through it coming, but it's just like
and then she gets possessed by it, and you know that when she's possessed by it, because she starts going like this.
Yeah, and she like pulls out her teeth.
Yeah,
it's just, and that's when she starts going insane a little bit. And I got a little sad at this part when she's fucking choking out the kid, and the kid's just like touching the mom's face,
and then she lets him go.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
I will say, I think there's two parts of when she actually gets possessed by the Babadook. What?
The part when they're when the kid sets up all the traps. I was thinking of Home Alone.
Oh my god. Home Alone, the incredibly grown-up version.
For real.
Anyways, yeah, like the one part where like she looks up at the ceiling and then like it's like crawling on the ceiling and everything, and all of a sudden it's right there, and then it, like goes towards her face. Go towards her face. And then that happens. She's like,
Yeah. The other thing too is, remember when it was like in the dark? Was that in the pages? Remember when it like started like getting really big? Like those arms that come out was making those pterodactyl noises, like you obviously hear in the older movies, like that.
Yeah, like we already saw Jurassic Park. Come on.
Yeah, come on. I don't even think they use those sound effects in Jurassic Park. They probably use them in like some sort of documentary, like as a kid. You know, like as kid films. Like I know I've heard that noise in many fucking.
Babadook is not a kid's book. It looks like one, but it ain't.
But it ain't though. Don't read it. Right, you see it, throw it away. Don't do that. Just run.
If you see it, move out of your house. If it follows you, die.
I forgot I live in the basement. This movie, I don't know. It has not the. I'd say the last movie to ever freak me out this bad was what's the movie where they say the white owl, but it's an alien.
The Fourth Kind.
The Fourth Kind, because when that movie came out, it was fucking creepy. All right, there's no, and I would always wake up at the time 3:33 because that was a time when and it happened for a week or so. I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's happening. But the night, I remember I went to bed early. I'm like, oh no, it's not creeping me out. I left all the lights on out here, and I'm like, shit. Like, I woke up. It was school night. I started, like, hearing the Babadook.
No, you didn't.
I didn't start hearing, like, I started saying that to myself. I'm like, I was torturing myself, basically, and I was like, and, like my basement's pitch black. In the middle of the night. And so I was imagining the figure just like, I'm like...
Why were you saying it to yourself?
Because I don't know. I was thinking of the movie. I think I was. I was talking about Daredevil to my mom this morning, and I was sleeping. I don't remember that.
You were talking to her about Daredevil.
Yeah, it's a good show. Watch it.
So you just said like when you in your mind you heard it?
Oh no, I just started saying it like because I was probably tired and I was probably thinking about that. I was like, oh shit, I forgot I watched a scary movie today. I'm like, let's just think about that in the middle of the night. Why don't we? No, but like, and I always think the clothes on my like wall were like, I'm gonna go to sleep now. But anyway, in the part where the fucking like she gets it out and then it goes and it just like glows white on her face. Like I'm like, is it heaven?
They never show that part. They never show.
That's the part. That was the part. Like I was like, I want to see what the monster looks like a little bit. But then I'm glad they didn't because it leaves you to your own interpretations. Kind of like what Cloverfield did, a little bit because you do say monster. Yeah. But
here's my one question about this movie that I have to ask though: the ending of the movie. I'm not gonna ask if it was done right because there's different interpretations. Do you think it's a happy ending?
No, because they didn't. They're still in the house.
They're still in the house.
Did you see how many locks were on the door?
Yeah, there's a lot of locks on the door, so they have to live in constant torment of the Babadook. But somehow their relationship got
better. Yeah, and then he felt fine for that. And that was like, you could.
But
you
then
could
again, they're living in constant torment of a monster that lives in their basement that they have to feed worms or it will kill both of them.
Yeah, like I don't, like, which is weird. Like I just don't know if that's just like.
Like I don't know about you, but if I had a monster living in my basement in a cellar,
I'd move.
I would probably, in the middle of the night, just be thinking,
there's a monster.
It's down there.
It's down.
It can come and kill me at any time.
Yeah, literally. No matter because the lock's not.
That's the thing that I kind of like. They say no matter what, you can't get rid of it. Well, they never got rid of it.
No, they didn't.
It wasn't like the ending. It was just. It wasn't like.
I think the end. They just both accepted the fact that they were the monsters themselves, because how they weren't accepted in society. Well, she was at first. But then the aunt kept telling her, no, I don't ever want to check up on you because, one, your kid's weird and you have a depressing house. For 7 years, you've been mourning for the loss of your husband and you should just move on. And so they're kind of being, I know, for real. And I was like, and when the little kid pushed the girl out, she was like, bitch deserved it. Bitch deserved it.
Oh, kind of, because she was saying, you don't have a dad. Your dad died because he doesn't love you. I'm like, I would push her out.
I saw that. I'm like, she's going to push him.
It was kind of fake, though. I mean, think of it, like, when he pushed her, she kind of just went.
I was expecting to hear explosions.
Like, it kind of, like, pushed her, and then she kind of just went, oh.
Yeah, like, and she broke her nose, and he was pretty happy about it in the one part of the movie. He's like, I broke my,
cousin's nose in 2 different places.
Yeah.
Hickory.
Like, but, like, I was expecting the kid to die. I was like, but, like, luckily it didn't take that turn, because that would have been kind of a darker, but...
Let's talk about the number one thing that kind of pissed me off about this movie.
Yeah.
They killed the dog.
Yeah. Alright, we all know that you can kill every human.
You could literally have a nuclear bomb that kills the entire human race. You kill one dog, I'm gonna have a problem.
But as long as it didn't look realistic, this movie it looked realistic.
There's 2 things.
Yeah.
Kill a dog or kill a baby.
Or any other animal, to be honest. No, I mean, if it's like animals that you hunt, then I'm fine with. But if it's like, say, a fucking, like, dog, I'm just kidding.
If it's a cat, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, to be honest, when I saw the Book of Eli, the first scene of the film, you see a fucking cat get speared by an arrow, like, huh.
I like cats, though.
I know. I mean, I like kittens.
My girlfriend wants a cat.
That's an American term, you Tim Tams. They eat Tim Tams.
Why would they not know what fucking that means?
They can't. I remember this scene in Anchorman where it's like, there's like the boss. He's Australian, and then I think it's Brick or somebody. He's like, I thought they spoke like us.
Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much like. I don't know if it's a whole synopsis on the movie, but that's our thoughts.
Yeah, that's our. We didn't really give a good.
I'm gonna give a few ratings on this movie.
Yeah.
On creepiness, it fucking gets like a 9.5 or a 10.
10, yeah.
Actual scariness, like actual making go huh, like that. Like a
8.
Like a 4.
4. Yeah, it wasn't like.
Like I don't mean like scary.
It didn't need
like actual fear level.
Yeah.
Probably a perfect score.
Yeah.
If not a little bit lesser than
that.
Yeah. It was overall score as a movie.
As a movie itself, pull out the scary stuff. Pull out the anything else. It was a good film, no matter what.
It was. It was a really good movie.
It could have just been a movie about like, hey, I have what did I say the kid had?
Schizophrenia.
It could have been a movie about schizophrenia. And still would have had a really kind of creepy but good premise to it. And it would still been a good movie, and that's what this movie did really well. I mean, it didn't focus on the monster, but yet it focused on everything.
Well, the monster was the movie, so...
Yeah.
But it was the point of the movie. The bigger point of the movie was 2 people dealing with a loss that they can't get over, and dealing with depression and mental illness.
There's only a few movies where, like, I only put my own interpretations, and this was one of them. And I applaud a movie for doing that. Even especially, I'm not a big horror movie fan. I don't like scary movies.
Well, I mean...
Because, like, I find them predictable.
Here's the difference. You don't like scary movies because you find them predictable and none
Yeah.
of them are good. I don't like scary movies because I don't like to get scared.
Just to get scared,
honest.
yeah.
That's why I haven't gone to Nightmare on 4th Street.
Me neither. I don't want to shit my pants. My stomach gets real upset
Even
easily.
It's not even scary. It's just like, I don't want a chance to...
I was tricked in going to the Universal Studio one. They're the definition of making scary movies. They had all the props. Right as I walked in there, my brother walked in there, someone fucking ran across him. He's like, "Nope, I'm out." I was so scared. There's a bag of my. Oh my god, that's a whole nother video. But it was. All in all, I agree with Connor what we said because we kind of came up with this discussion. He called me and we're like, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "What would you give it?" I'm like, I texted him. I'm like, "Dude, I'd give this a solid 9 out of 10," and I do agree. If not, maybe a 9.5. And I don't know. I'm still on the phone because this is not a fucking phone.
I gotta call you later.
I'll call you later. But yeah, this is a good movie. I mean, I anyone who likes a good movie, scary movie.
Here's also just one last thing about the movie. When did the movie take place? Because the phones they had in the movie were like is Australia just not that technologically advanced? Because I mean they had to go like this on the phone.
Yeah,
to
I think
up.
It had maybe because when you look at the cars, they're more up to date. They're the cars we had.
Maybe it's present day, but I don't know. If you're from Australia,
tell us. You like Tim Tams and
You got a kangaroo.
You got a kangaroo
with a Sheila.
And
eat the Bobby by the like.
Bobby. The Tim Tams I watched it because of
owners of Outback have never been to Australia.
Yeah. Therefore, they shut the fuck up.
Alright, so my rating of the movie. I'm not a movie person, as you guys know. I am the music person, and I'm going to start being more of the music person on this channel, because Dookie Boys has been turned to Evolution, which is me and Landon Wolf's band name. So I'm going to be focusing more on the musical part of actually making music on there, and more of the reviewing music on here. Let me know what you guys want me to review.
And Connor has a surprising channel he's going to make, and guess what How to Kiss. So you better watch out for you young folks trying to get dates. Better watch, click here, this pretty face.
Apparently my girlfriend says I'm a good kisser. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. That's a whole nother even.
Well, watch out, ladies and gentlemen. You got a fucking cougar on your hands.
I'm a guy.
Oh, yeah.
As you can tell. Yeah. So,
yeah, but anyway, yeah.
Actually, watching movies, movies are my number 2. Astronomy's number 3. But
are my number 2.
God.
Yeah. No, but anyway, yeah.
You remember when the kid pissed his pants in the movie?
Yeah, I felt bad. I feel bad for kids at times in movies, especially when they can't help it, because
mom was about to stab him with a knife, and then you see the mom after she started talking to that one neighbor lady. This is rat or something like that.
It's just physically a rat.
You heard the person she was just like, "We're gonna stay the night over at her house. You'll be with Daddy soon," and then she gets a knife or something like that, and then the kid starts attacking. Overall score for the movie. Yeah. God damn it, we need to move on. So with the actual movie, as I've said, I think an all actual what?
I was gonna give it a. I'm thinking about something. You keep talking. Okay. Out of 10 napkins, I would give this a 9.5 and a half napkins. Right. But yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm the Babadook.
So
it sees me.
Hey. So, if I was reviewing this as Jeremy Johns, I'd probably have to say you should go buy this movie on Blu-ray because it's awesome tech. No, it's probably buying on Blu-ray for me, honestly. So my accurate rating for the movie is probably 8.5 to a solid 9.
Yeah.
And honestly, I say this because think of what movies came out last year of 2014 for horror movies.
Ouija.
Ouija. You want to know what Ouija was? A bunch of people come together, a bunch of people's friend die, they play with the Ouija board, end of movie. So, yeah.
And, like I said, the only reason I gave this one a 9.5 is I respect what they did. Every movie that feels like every fucking horror movie that comes out has to be directed to the teens.
Yeah.
How about you make one that's not fucking about Unfriended? Okay, maybe I heard good shit about that. unfriended. Oh, social media. What is it? Ouija. Bunch of dumbass teenagers. You know, like this one's about like, hey, you know what? There's a fucking family, and some movies do that, and they do a fucking shitty job of doing that. But here's you know the family. You know, there's not I almost said wife. There's a mom and a son trying to cope with normal life, and they don't have that.
Yeah,
that's scary enough, dude.
Yeah, this movie focuses on real fear.
Real fear.
Real actual creepiness.
Not like
and real actual fear. Not a monster's gonna come kill you. But there's a deeper meaning that you have to study 3 years for to even kind of understand it. In this movie, you can understand it if you just watch the movie and you're just like, I wonder what else is in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so I'd give it a solid 8.5 or a 9. I will say it's the best horror movie of 2014. Mm-hmm. That's really, it's not saying much, but it is.
But it is, yeah.
It's probably one of the best horror movies I've actually ever seen. It's probably in my top 5 or top 10.
Yeah, and I would agree, to be honest.
For movies that actually creeped me out and not really scared the shit out of me, but like creeped me out and scared me.
Like, kind of made you uneasy.
Besides The Exorcist.
Yeah,
this movie is up there. Because when I first watched The Exorcist, I watched half of it because it creeped me out so much because I was a religious type person. I thought the devil was going to kill me after watching the movie. But then it turns out in the sequel that was actually a demon called Pazuzu, and then the third movie is weird. But,
Bobo.
Yeah. But what was I
apparently it's branching off. I know we're getting off topic here, ladies and gentlemen, or lady and
I meant for this
one gentleman.
video to be 28 minutes, but it's
holy shit! It's been 35 minutes already. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up, and I'll just have to tell you after, and you'll just have to see it on the next video.
Just say it.
I forgot. Oh, in The Exorcist, this is a quick scene. Apparently, you do see the demon's face.
I know.
When? Like, it's just that white. Everyone's seen that white face before. It's just like it doesn't look exactly like it, so don't fucking quote me on. But like, I haven't seen all Exorcists. Like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of it. Because like me myself, you know, like I do believe there is a God, and I would say I'm a Christian, but I'm not like I'm gonna read. I'm a little
agnostic because I'm just like I can't prove that it does exist. But I can't prove that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and like,
so I'm not gonna ask questions.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm just that person.
If it's a bad name.
I know, like, I'm just being like, I'm that person. If you respect me, I'm gonna respect you back. Just be nice, and then you're obviously gonna live a good life and beyond that. Okay. But anyway, besides that, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, really good movie.
Life.
This movie is deeper than you think. It's more than just a monster horror movie.
Deeper.
Okay. So if we review another movie, it's probably going to be a new thing that we want to try to do. Which after we watch a movie, we're going to put it on right after we see the movie in theaters.
I think that would be like what we did for. Did we do it for Interstellar?
We tried it for Interstellar, but there was no audio.
Damn it!
Yeah,
that was a good one too.
It was good.
We'll probably do it while we're driving. Try not to die. But, yeah, I mean, we won't be in this. Obviously, this is my basement, some shitty-ass wallpaper. But, Husker, yeah, we're from Nebraska. Connor lives at, I don't know, we're not going to tell you, because...
Figure it out on your own.
Figure it out.
Alright, so that concludes this video. We really like the movie. You should like the movie. You should watch the movie.
You should like it.
In the comments, put below, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Why?
Tom Cruise.
And yeah, that's okay. So that's pretty much it. 3, 2, 1.
We are
done. And you should subscribe to this channel. And our next review will probably be on
about Tom Cruise.
About the new Avengers movie, which comes out next week.
Ooh, you ever seen that IMAX? I love you, Tom Cruise.
I'm sorry for being weird.